But oh, it's got diarrhea. Oh, look what's done to your finger. Oh my goodness. Ah, isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? Look at me. Sleep now. Way down. Positive hallucinations and post-hypnotic suggestions are just two of the things in this week's hypnosis tutorial video. Keep watching. Hi there, it's Turan here from Feel Good Hypnosis, and I'm delighted to be back and talking more hypnosis and giving you a hypnosis tutorial. The way this works is I'm going to play you a clip of me out doing some street hypnosis, and following that I'm going to break it down. I'm going to discuss what happened in that clip and some of the things I've been doing in that clip. This week's clip involves me giving a positive hallucination to this girl, and then I bring her out of hypnosis, but before I do, I leave what's called a post-hypnotic suggestion. If you want to understand exactly what that is and break it down, the details of what I'm doing, then don't just watch the clip, but make sure you follow through and watch the rest of this video so that you learn what you're seeing in this clip. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget to click the big red subscribe button. Click the bell notification button as well so you get notified every time a new video comes out from Feel Good Hypnosis. And if you have any comments or any questions about this video, make sure you put them in the comment section below. I'm going to leave some links to other videos that you'll have seen this girl in, and they'll be in the description section below as well. So please do check all the things that she's been up to when we've been working together on this street hypnosis session. In the meantime, let's watch the video and then stay tuned as I break down what you see in the video. Even deeper still. In a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3, that superstar will disappear. That's not them, it's back to normal. Everybody's back to normal. But on the count of 3, when you awake, you will see beautiful butterflies floating all around you. And you'll just want to catch one of those butterflies. You want to try and catch one of those butterflies. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Wow. Look at those. Aren't they cool? Catch one. Oh, it's got away. What colour is that one?
Pink.
It is pink. What colour is that one?
Yellow.
Yellow. Wow. Try and catch them. Hold your finger out. See it? Wait till one comes down onto your finger. Oh, did you catch that one yet? Wow. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Wow. Give it a wee stroke. Isn't it beautiful? Wow. Isn't that cool? Did you ever know you could catch a butterfly so easily? But oh, it's got diarrhea. Oh, look what's done to your finger. Oh my goodness. Ah, isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? Look at me. Sleep now. Way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper relax. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel. The more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go. In a minute I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3, or in count of 5, all hypnotic suggestions just disappear from your mind. All hypnotic suggestions will just disappear from your mind. You'll be back to normal. You'll no longer be seeing butterflies floating around unless they're actually there. But in a moment, on the count of 5, you'll feel full of life, full of invigoration, really full of energy. But you will not remember a thing. You will not remember being hypnotized, and you'll swear that you cannot be hypnotized. You'll swear you cannot be hypnotized. You will not remember a thing. Not until I say the word, remember 1, 2, 3. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, feeling that feeling of hypnosis just disappear from the tips of your toes. 2, washing up through your legs, through your stomach, through your pelvis. 3, take a deep breath in now. Feel the energy washing all the way through you from the tips of your toes right to the tips of your fingers, right up to the top of your head. 4, getting your energy full of life, full of invigoration. And 5, stretching wide awake. So anyway, you reckon you don't believe in hypnosis? Do you think you can't be hypnotized? No? No. Well, I mean, some people just can't be, you know? But it's worth trying, yeah? Do you ever remember being hypnotized? No. And you wouldn't do anything silly, would you? No.
Was I actually hypnotized? No.
If I say remember, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, fuck me.
Check your arm.
five. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. Oh, that was what? Yeah, I think literally as soon as it began, you like fell to the ground and your wig slipped off. I had to quickly slip your wig cap off because I couldn't get the wig back on.
Hi and welcome back. I really hope you enjoyed that video. So let's talk about it. First thing off I want to say right away is look at the way I'm holding this girl. I'm holding her quite firmly, but in hopefully an appropriate way. Now, this girl in the industry is what we call a flopper. She is very, very relaxed when she goes into hypnosis and into that eye closed deep hypnosis. So if I didn't hold her the way I was holding her, then she really would fall to the ground. So this is a health and safety issue. But we've always got to keep in mind how we're holding, how we're touching, especially females. Well, especially males for females and vice versa, should I say. Let's not be sexist here. So look at the way I'm holding her and take account of, notice when I do drop her back into hypnosis, into that deeper state of relaxed hypnosis with eye closure, she really does flop down. So you see that at the end of the first skit that I do in this video. So keep that in mind. Again, health and safety is your 100% priority. When you're hypnotizing someone, you're responsible for them. If they hurt themselves, if they bump into something, it's your responsibility. So always keep health and safety in mind. That's the number one priority. The next little subtlety I want you to remember as you look back over this video is her eye flutter. Now, people always say, how do you know when someone's in good state of hypnosis? Now, people can be in a great state of hypnosis and be totally still, totally unmoving. But a lot of people will have a nice level of eye flutter. Now, obviously, she has these beautiful eyelashes, which are really extended out and really emphasize the eye flutter. But that's a good sign to look out for. So register that. Look over this video and look at the way she's fluttering her eyes. And while that might not always be the case, so you could have a very good subject that's just not moving their eyes at all. A lot of people do, so this is a nice one to look out for, to reaffirm. If they are doing it, that's fine. If they're not doing it, don't panic. That's the main thing. So let's move on. As soon as you see the clip starting, I'm just removing the previous suggestion. Now, as I say, I've hypnotized this girl previously, and I'll, like I say, check out the links in the section above or in the description section below. And I've done various skits with this girl, so I know that she's very responsive. So when I'm removing the previous one, I'm not sort of layering in the new suggestion too much because I know she's very responsive. In a way, because every time I do a skit and then drop her back down to that sort of eye closed state, it's a fractionization. And that's really about reinforcing this hypnotic state every time you go back down. So it's like a multiplier every time. So having done lots of skits with this girl and knowing that she's been very responsive with the previous skits means I don't need to work that hard at putting in the new suggestion. So the suggestion is basically that, well, she sees butterflies when she opens her eyes. It's a nice, simple suggestion. And I said it once or maybe twice, I think, in that video clip. And that's all that's needed because I know she's responsive to it and she's been fractionated and she's used to my voice and, you know, used to the ambient noise around us. It's not a quiet place, but it's just a nice place inside her mind that she knows that she's, you know, used to what's going on and is very responsive. I've talked about this before. It's a sort of pantomiming of gestures. Notice that as I do make that suggestion, with her eyes closed, I'm sort of pointing up. You'll see butterflies, and I'm sort of gesturing up here. If I can imagine inside my mind seeing butterflies, it's going to help her feel that communication come through to her and the suggestion. So I always recommend people do this, that they really gesture in a certain direction. If I'm talking about when you wake up, you'll see a puppy dog. I'll say, well, you'll see a puppy dog, and I'll point down to the ground. So it's always about giving that suggestion both verbally and gesturally, because even though her eyes are closed, she knows at some level, especially she can maybe feel the way I'm moving up there as I'm holding her. And that's another element of imparting a suggestion to her. So then I say 1, 2, 3, wide awake, and notice how I look at her. I've just told you about pantomiming and drawing her attention, and maybe I should look up and say, oh, look at the butterflies right away. But as I've said before, because she's quite a flopper, and she gets very relaxed when she's in that eyes closed state, I'm just keeping an eye on her for a few seconds to make sure she's not sort of dizzy or disorientated. So notice again that subtlety of just where I'm looking as she emerges out of that eyes closed state. But I quickly move on. I go, wow, look at that. Now again, this is me going first, me seeing the butterflies in my mind, in my imagination, and drawing her attention to it. And it's clear, look at how she looks. Her eyes are, wide open, she's in amazement at them. And of course, I can't see what she can see because it's happening inside her mind. There's no real butterflies, it's just imagined inside her mind. That's what hypnosis is all about, creating a wonderful imagination inside her mind. So I have to probe a little. I have to say, oh, what colour's that one? And listen to the language pattern. That one. It's not, if it's there, what colour would it be? That's suggesting it's not there. I'm indicating by my language, what colour is that one? Meaning there's more than one. By implication, that one, as opposed to that one or that one. And what colour is it? Because maybe I can't see from here. Is it a blue? Is it a purple? What colour is that one? So my way of stating that language again is an extension of the suggestions that there's one there, and I need her help in identifying it. And she says, oh, I think it was pink or whatever. She says a colour. And I says, yeah. And what about that one over there? Again, continuing with this creation of this world inside her head and being partner to it. This is all part of the hypnosis, is just making her really believe in it and get connected with it. I then say, touch it, catch one, touch it, let it come down onto your finger. And again, I'm looking towards where she's looking. I'm really getting engaged still. It's all part of the positive hallucination. Now, I said that phrase earlier. I talked a couple of weeks ago in another video. I'll maybe put that in a link up above as well, about negative hallucinations. And negative hallucination, if you remember that video, if you've watched that video, is about not seeing something that is there. So you're negating something from the picture, from your imagination, from your consciousness. So a negative hallucination is subtracting something that is there. And in that video, it was a guy holding his shoe and he couldn't see his shoe. So it was negatively hallucinating that. A positive hallucination is adding something to a scene that isn't there. So it's an addition or positive. So in this case, the butterflies are not there in real life, but she's adding them to the picture of what she can see inside her mind, inside her imagination. So that's why it's called a positive hallucination. Street hypnosis wouldn't be street hypnosis if I didn't sort of, make it a bit comedic. So once she has this little butterfly and she's almost touching it and admiring it, and looking at its wonder and its beauty, I have to give it a comedic skit for all those watching around. So I say at one point, oh my goodness, it's got diarrhea and it's dripping all over your hand. And again, look at the realism of her imagination as she shakes it off in disgust and wipes her hand on her dress. Of course there's nothing there, but that's the power of her imagination. As soon as I said something, and remember, that too is a suggestion. I didn't suggest that while her eyes were closed. She's still in hypnosis. She's still in hypnosis, even though her eyes are open. She's not only in hypnosis when her eyes are closed, she's still in that state of hypnosis. As she's moving around, as she's seeing the butterfly, she's holding the butterfly. So I can say, oh, it now has diarrhea, and she'll accept that suggestion too. So again, another important point to know, when is the hypnosis over? Okay, so I tell her to close her eyes down again, and I drop her into what would be a deeper level of hypnosis. Now, as I said, and hopefully you'll see from the links above, there's 3 or 4 skits I've done already with this girl. So I'm making the decision now, let's move on, let's find somebody else, because there's always other people in the back behind the camera going, oh, do me next, me next. So I say, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. When I count them, where 5, all hypnosis will disappear. But I add one extra suggestion in there. And this is a suggestion which will stick for a short period of time after they come out of hypnosis. So as much as her eyes have been open previously and she's still been in hypnosis, for this suggestion she will be out of hypnosis. But it's called a post-hypnotic suggestion because post-hypnosis, after hypnosis, she'll still have that suggestion implanted in her mind. Now that's really the basis. Post-hypnotic suggestions are basically the basis for all therapy work. If someone comes to me to stop smoking, I'm going to suggest they're a non-smoker. Now I want that suggestion to stick after they're out of that hypnotic state that I'm in during the work with them. So most of therapy is going to be post-hypnotic suggestions. So this is a lovely example of me giving her a suggestion that, well, when she wakes up, she's not going to remember anything that happened. Now, I give that suggestion to her. I don't do it to everyone, but it was a nice one to give to her because if you've seen the very first hypnosis video with her, she really thought she couldn't be hypnotized and she wasn't in hypnosis. So I'm telling her that, you know, she really thinks she could never be hypnotized. So I count her out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All hypnotic suggestions are gone. All suggestions have disappeared except that one. She opens her eyes and I say, well, you know, I act as if she hasn't been hypnotized and we've just met. And I'm asking her, so, you know, you don't think you could be hypnotized? No? And, well, you know, some people can't be. Now, that's a bit of a fib because everybody can be hypnotized. But for the purpose of this comedic skit and for the audience, I'm saying, well, you know, maybe some people can't, and maybe you're just one of those that can't be. And again, everyone in the background is laughing, but, you know, and it's no harm to the skit. It adds tension and joviality to the skit when some of her friends, but you were hypnotized, and they're screaming that off camera. And she's going, what? Was I hypnotized? No. Again, notice how even when she's been told that she has been, she's denying it because she doesn't remember any of it. Until I give her that trigger word that I've implanted as part of the post-hypnotic suggestion. Remember 1, 2, 3. And as soon as I say that phrase, that's her trigger to allow, at an unconscious level, her conscious mind to connect with what happened in the last 10, 15 minutes during the skits. And you'll see that realization as all those memories come flooding back. It's beautiful to see. I love doing that sort of thing. And yeah, the embarrassment and then and the cringiness of what has she been up to. You know, at one point, one of the previous skits, someone wrote on her arms, says, look at your arms. Oh, my goodness, yeah, I remember that now. And of course, it's nice to check in with her. Did you have a good time? And that's not just me trying to big myself up to say, tell everybody how wonderful it was. It's important to touch base that she's not overly freaked out. I mean, there's, you know, nothing deeply embarrassing or extremely, you know, out of turn. It's not my style to do that sort of, you know, comedic jokes. But it's good to touch base with her and hear her say, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And beautiful, you just play the camera for a few minutes more because you see that, a few seconds more, you see her friends telling her, oh, you were away with it and you were wonderful. And again, that's nice to see as well. It's a nice end to the hypnosis skits and the hypnosis routine. So, hope you learned something new out of that. Like I said, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like. It really helps this YouTube channel grow and get more likes, views and subscribes so that I can keep making videos just for you. If you have any comments about this, leave it in the comment section below. Any questions about this video or about hypnosis in general, or anything you want to see coming up in the future, I take a note of those things and hopefully do my best to respond to you and give you what you want to see. And don't forget, click the big red subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, because that way every time a new video comes out, if you click that little grey notification bell, you'll get notified as soon as a new video comes out from myself. I release a new video every Sunday, but still it's nice to be reminded, so click that notification bell as well. In the meantime, thanks for watching.